Billy cut his hair. Before we go pick up Conrad, we need coffee.
Good morning, how can I help you?
Can I have a large double cupped, a large 1-in-1 double cupped, a large double iced coffee with a shot of vanilla?
Large double iced coffee, shot of vanilla. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, 2 loaded breakfast wraps with sausage and bacon, please.
You want sausage and bacon in both of those?
Yes, please.
Alright. Anything else for you?
That'll be it.
Alright, so large double, so large double, and extra cup, a large single, with a paper cup, a large double iced coffee with a shot of vanilla, 2 sausage and bacon loaded breakfast wraps.
Perfect.
Alright, $17.79 at the window.
Thank you, sir. This drive-through is the new one they just put in my town, and it's super tight. You gotta just barely miss some poles over there without missing the curb down there. But we get Billy his iced coffee, and last time we stopped here in the morning, which we do frequently, and got him his iced coffee before I took him to school, he set it on the floor, and then he reached down next to his chair and grabbed it by the lid to pick it up, and he dumped it all over the floor at school. You're not gonna do that this morning, are you, Billy?
No.
Alright, Billy finally got his afro cut off.
Yep, finally.
Nice and short. Alright, we gotta pay for our food and go get Conrad. Get on with this day. It's raining. Again. What's a guy gotta do to get a couple days with no rain to get caught up? I don't know. So, if it ain't one thing, it's another. If it rains, you can't say that. Family channel, hashtag family channel. Rains, it pours. So, we had to adjust the valves on this. The exhaust and the intake were right between 4 and 5 thousandths, which is good on this side. This side over here, the exhaust was at 5 thousandths and the top was at 11 thousandths. So that was an issue there. We adjusted that. That might be why that was running rough. But anyway, back to the walker. So the issue with the walker, you know, it was leaking oil out the exhaust, puffing smoke, and we end up finding that bent push rod in there that I told you guys about before. That sucker. And I did get new valve guides and new valve seals for it and new push rods for it. But before I went to doing that, I needed to find out what bent that push rod. Usually what bends it is, it's probably really hard to see inside there, but there's like these little cylinders in the spring there, and those are the valve guide seals. And what they'll do if an engine gets too hot, because you see all these fins on these, you'll see them all over your engine in different parts. These are cooling fins, and if you don't blow in there, like this is packed with mud and all kinds of crap. If you don't blow in there, you know, once a week or something with an air gun and get that crap out of there, these cannot cool, okay? And these are aluminum, so they heat up, they warp, they bend really easy. So I figured that the blow-by was either from the valve seals or blown head gasket. So I pulled this head off there, and there's the bottom of the valve. You see that? It's like popped right out of there. It's bent, it's smashed, it's hammered, it is shot. It destroyed, it warped and frickin' destroyed the whole bottom of the head right there. So this is shot. So, we need a new head, because this thing ain't no good no mo. But that's the issue. That's what bent my push rod. Okay, so today is the day. Yesterday was the day, actually, and made my day. The incredible, horrible 2.5 weeks I've had. My wife and my youngest son, this guy here, had COVID. We had 2 deaths in our family. It has just been a shit. You can't see that. That's a family channel. This is a family channel.
Watch your profanity.
Watch your profanity. Anyway, it's been horrible. Horrible week. 2 weeks. Yesterday, good news came our way.
Amazing news.
So we got the whole crew here. We got Max, we got Mr. Noah, and we got Billy. And Max and Billy went and finished up the mowing today on Sunday while me and Noah and Mommy were at camp. So these two boys came in, put in a Sunday shift for us, and wrapped up our mowing for the week, which you guys will see. I'll put that at the end of this video.
So, I got a question. Does that mean Conrad's not part of the crew? Because he's not here. Whole crew ain't here.
Oh, Conrad is, he did a little partying this weekend. We'll see what shape he's in tomorrow morning. But we'll put that at the end of the video. So why am I making this video? Let's find out. That's right, behind me sits the dually. The dually is back. It is running better than ever, better than it did when I first bought the truck, as it should. There is a million new parts on this truck. And you guys have been following along all this time. Know the nightmare it has been fixing this truck. It's been to multiple different shops. Everything under the sun has been done to this truck, and we finally got it back after almost 2 years. This truck is back. So let's talk about this thing for a second. Okay, let's talk about this dually for a minute. Switch pod. These things are awesome. If you don't have one, buy one. They're the bomb. Anyway, so this dually. So 2 years ago, roughly, I put it away for the winter because I never drive this truck in the winter. And come spring, I got it, put a load of topsoil in it, and went around to fix my plow damage on some of my accounts. I got halfway through it and it started spitting and sputtering. I limped it back to my house. I would hit the gas and it just wouldn't go anywhere, just not over like 20, 25 miles an hour. Got it back to my house, jumped in the other truck, went and got a fuel filter, came back, popped it off, put the new fuel filter on, ran great. Finished up my day. I went out mowing. I drove for about a week and a half after that. Everything was perfect. I went out mowing the first week of mowing. I was on my second day of mowing for the season. The second account I left there started spitting, sputtering, popping, puffing freaking white smoke out the exhaust. It was just ridiculous, running like crap. So since then, everybody has found a million things that were wrong with this thing. A lot of parts were just thrown at it from different shops. Some things it desperately needed, so it wasn't such a bad thing. It got everything from air idle control valve, new plugs, new wires, new distributor, new throttle body gasket, new intake gasket, new timing chain and gears, double roller timing chain. It got new O2 sensor. It got new exhaust manifolds and gaskets. It got all the vacuum lines redone, all the wiring harness redone, new battery, new fuel pump, sending unit, another new fuel filter. It got a new computer put in it. It just everything and anything. I'm sure I'm forgetting 100 things. So a total of about $3,000 in parts I put into this engine, and nobody could get it fixed. The initial problem it was having is it would start up, it would run smooth. When you put it in gear, it would shut right off. Once that got fixed, it got to a point where it would start up and it would run, but then once you like hit the gas and got up to a high idle, it would spit, sputter, pop, everything else. So it went to so many different shops and everybody did all these things and they thought for sure that, that was the ticket. I was finally talking to a buddy of mine that owns a hot rod shop. His name is actually Rod. And he said, when you're done playing games and you're done screwing around with that thing, he said, bring it to me. So he's had it for a while. What he ended up finding, this is what he has come up with. So the initial problem he believes was either the distributor or the injectors. The new throttle body got put on it, and he said, do you know that they're the correct ones? So he said within a 2 to 3 year gap, there's 2 different injectors that came for the V8s. This is a 454 big block. 2 different injectors came with it. And so he ran the numbers on it. Come to find out, when the new throttle body got put on it, the injectors that are in that throttle body are for a 4.3 Vortec motor, a V6. So that's a huge problem. So everything everybody has done to it since that thought that that would fix the problem, they were never going to fix the problem because it had the wrong injectors in it the whole time ever since that new throttle body got put on it. So initially it could have just been an injector issue, and if the correct ones were put in it could have fixed it right then and there. A new distributor had been put in it, so once he fixed it and he put the correct injectors and the new throttle body on it, he got to where it was run perfectly smooth. He put it in gear, it wouldn't shut off, everything was great, but as soon as you rev it up to a higher RPM, it would start spitting and sputtering. He said the ignition module on the distributor is what controls that pulse for those injectors. So he tried adjusting the distributor, and he said when you adjust them, you can feel them kind of like click, and he said you could barely feel it at all. The new distributor in there was from Rock Auto, and that distributor was apparently junk. When they sent it to me, it wasn't working right. So he put another new distributor in there. He goes, you can feel it click like every notch, everywhere you go as you turn it all the way around. Once he did that, smooth right out. He said, come and get it. There's barely any gas in it. Bring a gas can. And so I went up there yesterday, and with a 5-gallon gas can, me and Noah, we put gas in it, and I drove it about 4 miles over to the gas station, filled it up with high octane. We got out on Niagara Falls Boulevard, and we just laid it down. The front end just picked up, and it was gone like a rocket. Thing just took right off, smooth as can be. Kind of spit and sputtered a little bit. He says it hadn't been driven in 2 years driving. So we drove it from there down here to my shop, which is maybe about 15 miles.
Yeah, give or take.
Give or take 15 miles. And the more we drove it, the smoother it got. It flowed down the road. We just kept, Noah and I just kept romping on it. The front end would just raise up, and it was just gone. Truck would just take right off. So it was a mess. It was full of crap, disgusting. We went through the whole thing today, detailed it out, cleaned it, vacuumed it, scrubbed the dash down, scrubbed everything down, then put Black Magic on the dash, cleaned all that up. We just put the bed up and greased all the hinge points. So I got a lot of ideas I'm going to do with this truck. I don't know yet. You guys are going to have to stay along for the ride to find out what we do. I have ideas of putting a regular bed back on it and just making it my regular truck. I have, for the fall leaf cleanup season anyway, for the rest of the season, I'm going to put the high boards back on it, and we're going to run this for leaf cleanup season, and then I'll decide over the winter what I'm going to do. If I'm going to put a regular bed on it, or if I'm going to continue to keep it for a long care truck. The one thing I am definitely not doing is I am not selling it. I am so far into this truck financially, my only option is to just drive it into the ground. I'll never get my money back out of it, but everything on it now is pretty much brand new. Roscoe and I, that winter before it broke down, we put new fenders on it, new dual cowl induction hood, new grill on it. We painted the entire truck. The year before, we got a bunch of steel and we custom built the bed that's on there, turned it into a dump. We custom built the fenders. We put 6 new tires on it. Literally, this truck needs absolutely nothing now, or should need absolutely nothing, knock on wood. I believe this truck is good to go. And my entire life, I've always wanted a dually. This is the first and only dually I've ever bought. And for 4 years, 5 years, this truck did nothing but make me money. Other than brakes and oil changes, in tune-up, plugs, wires, I've never put a dime into this truck. It's just endlessly made me money. So this truck has a lot of sentimental value to me. I'm just going to keep it. And I'm so happy to have it back. I couldn't be happier. So the one thing that might affect this is, will it back that trailer up into my shop? And you guys have seen my shop, and most of you have. It's a steep ramp coming up into my shop over here, and most of the time when the trailer's loaded down with all my mowers, I end up putting the truck in 4-wheel drive and backing it up in here because the tires will just spin. It depends. If I back up and I stop a little bit because it's super tight getting in here and I try to make sure I'm not going to hit anything, that's when it starts spinning. Last week, 3 or 4 times, I attempted to back in here with the 05 GMC without putting it in 4-wheel drive. And as long as I didn't stop and I just kept going, backed right in here, no problem. So this truck is not 4-wheel drive. So if this truck backs the trailer in, we're good to go. But that's where it stands right now. So anyway, the dually is back. I'm super happy. Many of you have sent me text messages, instant messages, direct messages, everything over the last 2 years. What's the update? What's the update? Here it is. It's back. Now you guys are updated. So now, if you guys have hung out this long and you followed the video this long, I'm going to put in what Max and Billy have recorded today
And as of right now, I don't have a clue what is on these cameras. So when I go to edit it, I'm gonna be just as surprised as you guys.
Goodbye.
Here we go. We're in an attempt to use the dually to back that trailer in there. And these mirrors are definitely not the best mirrors for this. So, and this is not a 4-wheel drive dually, so we're gonna try. We're gonna full send or no send. Watch this mirror. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh, she's tight. No. Oh. Keep going. Yep. Almost. These mirrors stick out a lot farther.
It sucked a lot too. It really sucked too.
Yeah, because they stick out farther than on the GMC. Come on, Pops. You can do it.
I even stopped where you can't stop with the other trucks just to see what it would do, and it didn't even spin. Dually for the win, baby.
I think we should have a party for this one.
Dually for the win, baby. Woo!
Yeah! The old Chevy. The old dually worked. We got it all backed in, even over here. This part's pretty easy because your tires don't spin, but right there and right there is usually, those two spots are usually the spot that if you stop and keep going, you can see here, there's a lip. So your tires just kind of, that's super smooth. So your tires just kind of start spinning there and you lose all traction to go back up. So usually you have to, what?
Dad wants to know where you put the block for the trailer.
I do it on the trailer. So usually you'll have to pull forward a little bit and then go to back up. But usually we stop here to check, see if mirrors will hit on the side, because we don't want to break those. We already broke a set, and that probably wouldn't be good to break another set. So we got dump enclosed, we got the dually back, the open trailer, and if you can see over there in that corner, we got Billy's truck, the old GMC.
All right, boys. So I'm back for today. The boss is not here. He's camping. So's Conrad. He's camping out in Batavia.
Yep.
So it looks like it's me and Billy. We're gonna go finish up some mowing, partake in some Sunday shenanigans, and then we're gonna go home and watch some football.
As she's recording.
So we just left our most favoriteest customer from Wednesdays, mowing it on a Sunday. She came out and
forgot his safety protector.
you need to put your safety belt on, Billy, because you're only 16 and I don't want the ticket.
It's okay.
Now she came out and she's always a really sweet old lady to me, but for some reason she just does not appreciate Conrad's fine mowing skills. But she made sure that I wasn't Conrad before she said anything. And she was just like, you know, so I'm happy that you guys are here because you just cut him in straight lines and he was all squiggly. I was like, you know, you really shouldn't talk to people that work with this kid in an ill light. Like, we like Conrad. You like Conrad, Billy?
Yeah, he's my broski.
I like Conrad too. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that she's just being real picky, and she insisted that we cut today even though her grass was wet and the lawn was super soft. She's like, but my weed guy is showing up tomorrow. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, if you insist, if we cut it today, I was like, it's still gonna get cut on Wednesday. And she's like, oh, that's fine. I was like, okay, well, we'll cut it. So we cut it. On to the next one.